The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
Here we go. Hold on. All right. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We are so happy you're here tonight. You have just joined us on Armed Radio, armeddigitalmedia.com, Armed Radio Global. So here's the deal. Armed Radio was started for the armed forces a couple of years back, and now everybody listens to it, and you are some of the people that are listening to it. Let me see who's joined us. Oh my God, Ed Kutu from Stone. You know his Blade Salon now in in Rocky Hill. They moved. Rocky Hill, Connecticut. Cheryl Giuliano Rubenstein has joined us from LA. Steve Lorenz. Hi, Steve Lorenz. Cindy Mergeman from Philadelphia. Hi, Cindy. Neil. That's Mary Reardon. We went to high school with her, Mario. She is fantastic.
Oh, I know.
And her son called into the show a couple of weeks ago. He's a rapper. Rena Crignali, my cousin. People are flying on. It's hard to keep track. Kimberly Travis, Catherine Salvio. Hi, girls. Marie Sullivan Baca, Billy Goffey. All right.
Hi, Mary.
Yes, Mary. You remember Mary. She was so nice.
I do.
And then Peg Gallagher, I think, I'm pretty sure is her sister, so they pop on. There
she
is.
There they go.
Oh, my God.
I'm
just
overwhelmed.
talking about you, Peg.
Peg, I'm overwhelmed. There's too many pop-ups.
I'm telling you, a lot of pop-ups from... So tonight, what's happening tonight? Mario and I went to high school together. Well, he was just a little bit ahead of me, so when I came late in the game...
Well, you came, and everybody was telling you remind me so much of Mario, and then everybody was telling me...
Did they say it to you?
Oh, yeah, there's this new girl, and she reminds us so much of you, and I was like, who's this girl? So
and,
I remember
me too, I had the same reaction.
Of course we did.
I'm not like anybody else,
Exactly.
and which is ridiculous. I'm like cookie cutter Italian, but I'm
too.
like, right? Like, who's this Mario guy?
And
like,
I
you
met
guys
you in
related?
the room. I remember it was like the backstage room at the high school. The
old band room.
They knocked that high school down, did they not?
And you know that
I couldn't get a plank from the stage that I performed on so many times. I wanted a plank.
You did?
A board, something. No, I didn't. I didn't even ask. But I would have liked something.
You should have gone
a piece
in there.
of the curtain.
You should have gone into the rubble and taken it out.
I should have done that.
That's what I would have done.
Oh my God!
Listen, Jim Kilroy, and called me and he said, "Let's take a picture because it was Thanksgiving weekend. Let's go take a picture in front," and we did of the old high school before they knocked it down.
I have many pictures of me in front, but it was not of the recent past.
No, but that's all right.
Yeah. I have pictures of us in front of the high school during Stoneham Summer Theater when we did that.
Well, we're going to have to talk about that because I was talking about you last night.
There's so much.
So many people are popping on that I can't keep up with it. But Gene Simpson done.
Oh, there you are. Directing Next to Normal. That's a very deep, rich play that you're directing.
DLO Theater in Illinois.
Written by Tom Kitt and Brian Yorkie. And Tom Kitt was my musical director for my one-man show on Broadway. I gave him his first Broadway job. Yeah, Tom Kitt, yes. And then he went on to bigger and better things.
Did he remember you?
Of course. Oh, yes.
Did he say thank
I was supposed to do High Fidelity, his musical that lasted about a day, but the negotiations went awry, as they usually do with me, because I'm difficult. Because I'm difficult.
Is that true?
I'm not difficult when I get in the room. I'm difficult before because I know it's going to be 8 shows.
What do you mean you're difficult? What does that mean?
Well, look,
but do people say,
I have a thing about
there's that Mario?
No, I have no. It's not
no.
like here he comes. No, when I'm in the room, when I'm rehearsing, I'm good. It's the before stuff. It's you're going to be doing 8 shows a week. It has to be right. I just have a thing about billing.
Oh.
And not over the title, but give me an and or a box. It's like I may put a few people in the seat. I'm not going to pack it.
All right,
but
so you want
I would
billing.
unless it's unless it's alphabetical order and it's an ensemble thing. That's completely.
Well, I don't
good.
think there's anything.
Yeah,
wrong
there
with
was
that.
stuff about that, and but I also dodged a bullet because it was a big bomb.
All right, so you see, God is doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. That's what they say.
Is that what they
Did you ever
say?
hear that?
No.
Or, yeah, exactly. Or you dodged a bullet.
Oh, I dodged a bullet.
Things like that.
Yeah. I was supposed to play the Jack Black role.
Or rejection is God's protection. Did you ever hear that?
Yeah, but I don't know about that.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm
Linda Carroll.
I'm not as positive as you.
Yeah, well, you know what? Thank you. I'm gonna be the positive one.
Good cop, bad cop.
I love it. I love
It's got to be that way.
So it does have to be that way sometimes.
Yeah.
I like it anyway.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm cranky too.
Oh, I know.
I get cranky.
I know you are.
Listen, you've seen my dark side.
Yeah, but that was years
That was
ago.
years ago.
No, that
Mario
was years
knows me from way, way back. And when people know you as long as we've known each other, you've seen some things. Mario, and I gotta say, Mario has seen some things with me.
Yeah.
But thank God has whatever.
But it's been
But you've pretty much
decades.
stayed the same.
I think so. I
think you've gotten better though. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think your work was always great. And I have to say this, because I told Mario before the show started, what people that know of Mario, and everybody knows of Mario, will always say, oh my God, you know Mario? And I say, yeah, we're friends. We've been friends a long time. And they always say, what's he like? And this is one thing I can tell you about Mario.
He's Tinkerbell.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but
he's Peter Pan. He won't grow up. No,
I wasn't.
I know what you're going to get.
Because I said to you, but I'm kind of the same way. I don't want to grow up at all.
Well, that's why we look young, because it's called denial. I look in the mirror and I go, you are not 59.
No, if you're 59,
I deny it.
I'm going to be 57 in May.
What
are we just here? What are we just doing what we do? What's the difference?
I feel it though. I mean,
You
I
feel it
know
in
I
what
don't
way?
look
How does it manifest?
Oh God,
How
I
does
don't
it
know.
crank
Your
it?
arm and you sleep.
You get up and you make noises like
No, this
do that. What hurts the most?
The arm is hurting lately, and then it goes away.
Oh, softball from.
Oh yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. Me and Steven Jameson on the baseball team.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
For me, it's I get up and everything hurts. I literally feel like
I know you. It's awful.
It's awful. I don't know what that. I mean, but I work a million jobs too. So
I know, but it's you know what Betty Davis would say.
What would she say?
Old age is not for sissies. That was after the stroke. And I always say,
I saw the stroke.
Of course you did. Old age is not for sissies. Which, and I always say, well, and it's not for me because I'm a sissy. So that's it.
But you're doing all right with it.
Yeah,
and the beard, I love.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know, it goes off and on, but I do like it. I grew up for 2 movies that I did last summer, 2 independent pictures. One with Felicity Huffman, which will probably now never come out.
Why?
Because she bought off the guy to send someone to. You didn't hear about that?
No, I miss all this stuff.
Oh,
I don't have time to
my God! No,
you have to fill us in, Mark. That's your job.
It was a whole college SAT scam.
Oh, that's
Felicity Huffman, and then the other lady from Fuller House.
How do you get involved with these things?
I don't know.
You don't even mean to.
I wish I had someone to take my SAT. I took that number 2 pencil and I made designs.
You better believe
I made a cat.
My mother made me a sandwich and everything. She made me a.
How did you do? Did you do
I
well?
did very well.
Oh, I did horrible.
But see, the problem with me is that I was a great student. I got great grades, but I was the quintessential disrupts class on my report.
Really?
I was that.
But you did well.
I did well academically, but I was a troublemaker.
I didn't do well. I wasn't a troublemaker.
You didn't? I didn't know that.
I did well with the stuff that I loved,
Right.
like math and like physics.
But what do you need
like,
math and physics for?
Nothing.
Have you ever used it?
No.
I mean, some people.
No, I have a calculator on my iPhone. That's
Right,
just
that's all
fine.
you
That's
need.
all I need.
But what was your favorite subject?
I'm theater arts.
Of
We
course.
had a theater arts
We
major
had
in
an
our
amazing
school,
program,
which was unbelievable.
Shout out to Stoneham High.
Stoneham High had, I don't even know if they still have it, but they had a theater arts major, which is unbelievable. And it happened my junior year, and I did it my junior year, and I did it my senior year, and it was like, I directed for my final project, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and it was double cast, which was exhausting, because it was 2 Lucy's, 2 Charlie Browns. Oh, which is like really double cast.
So last night,
because you got to give everybody a chance.
They started that back then.
Everybody everybody's the winner.
You know what?
That's
but at
bull.
least you gave people a chance. No, I agree with you on everybody.
I hate
Everybody is
that.
not a winner.
No.
And some people are very far from winners.
I agree, and toughen up if you're not. Toughen up!
I agree. 100%.
Toughen the hell up.
I'm not one of those people that thinks that everybody and you should coddle people at all.
Absolutely
I
not.
feel like get with the program.
That's right.
That's it. No, seriously. You either want to do it or you don't want to do it. Do you want to do it? Next. Let's go. Let's go.
That's right.
Listen, I was 9 years old when my dad took me. He said, by the way, came into my room, cartoons, none of that, all that was over. You're coming to work with me. And every Saturday I went to work with my dad. And he's a hairdresser. I didn't want to be a hairdresser. I was like,
He was a hairdresser.
He still is. He cuts my hair still.
Unbelievable. I forgot about that.
Look at this. This is my dad. This is Ricardo.
She's the Share Show.
I'm telling you. And I went to work with my dad every Saturday, did a million things. Swept, washed towels.
See, you were good.
What did you do?
Oh, I would run away.
Did you have a job?
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, I was awful. I mowed the lawn maybe a handful of times. I made my father hire someone else in the neighborhood to mow. I was awful.
You were a diva from day one.
The worst. The most. I still have the biggest entitlement issues of anybody I know. But back then, blizzard of '78, I ran away. I was not shoveling snow.
Away?
Oh, I wasn't shoveling snow.
ran away?
I ran away. I ran to Billy Blavel.
And who?
True love of my life in high school. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So that's where you were.
He was straight, so it was
I know,
unrequited.
but
I just want to say that he's.
I don't think he cares.
I still see Billy once in a while.
So you went back you did see Billy just recently.
I did.
About
a year and a half ago. I saw. No, he didn't.
That show you did.
No, I did. I did a homecoming. I did the Carlisle here, and then for the week, and then that Saturday I went to the Cabot Theater in Beverly, Massachusetts, which was lovely. And
did you sing in that show?
Oh yeah, I sing a lot. Oh, I sing.
Oh, I know you sing, but
I have an opening number, and I even added more music because it was the Carlisle, and then I ended up doing that stuff at the Cabot. It was a great show. It was.
Wow.
It was 2 hours, and it was.
That's a long time to be on stage by yourself.
And it's a musical. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not just straight stand-up. It's like...
Well, that to me is not someone that runs away. You ran away from the shoveling. But you don't run away from
life and work. No.
I mean, you're a workhorse, Mario.
I am, but yeah, I used to be even more of a workhorse. But now...
Well, we're getting tired.
Yeah, well, God, geez, my drive is over. I'm like... I need an Uber in my soul. My drive is gone.
I'm telling you, we work out great together.
Then get inside me. Come on.
I'm in Jersey, though. I drive in Jersey sometimes.
That's good, yeah.
But you know, one of the reasons that I still do it is because I love talking to people.
You do. You're good at that. That's why you're great behind the bar too. You love talking to people.
I love talking to people. And Judy's like, why you? And you'll talk to anyone. Like. She's like, stop, get over here. You'll talk to anyone. No, I like to talk to people. I find them interesting.
You do, and you take interest in people.
I do, but if I don't like you, you'll know it.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, oh God, and I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I have no poker face.
No, and I think that's an Italian thing, though. We're not good at hiding it.
And if I have people over, which I don't really do that much anymore, like I used to have parties, and I don't do that. Once in a while I have a little dinner party, but if you're invited over, and you bring someone and you didn't tell me?
Oh, no.
I am like, who? I remember one time.
That's
I'm
just
bad that way.
Yeah. I'm the same way, though. You know what I did once? I always have Super Bowl parties, and this one guy brought two friends that he hadn't told me about. But these two friends were really weird. They were just really weird people. And then they started drinking other people's stuff. And do you know what I did? I said, Where'd you get that beer? Like, what? I said, whose beer is that? He said, give me it. And I took it back. I said, go to the bodega and buy some beer and bring it in.
Oh, see, I would have said, go to the bodega and don't come back. That's what I would have said.
I love that.
Oh, no. I used to headline at Caroline's all the time, and I remember after the weekend, I would have a few people over after the last show on a Sunday night. And I remember this guy brought over two girls that he said were my brother's friends, and my brother had invited them, and I know my brother didn't invite them because he was bringing his girlfriend at the time, so he wasn't going to bring two other girls. So I knew it was a lie. And I was just like, they were very, and I know these girls. One of them I know especially, and she's a nice girl. But I was like, look, I worked all weekend. I'm tired. I don't know who you are. I just wanted my friends. And I told them, I said, you can stay a little bit, but you can't stay long. I am bored.
Well, I think they learn their lesson. You can't do that. Do you think people learned? You can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
No,
You really can't.
we have so many people joining us.
I know,
that
we're not
can't-
even reading.
We're not
what you're
reading
saying.
because
I'm
it's
sorry
going so
because,
fast.
and we're,
But I'm going to give a shout out to all my cousins in Massachusetts, all the Savinos and all the, and I'm going to, my sister is in Massachusetts, and we have so many friends there because that's where we grew up. So now, Mario,
What?
I wanted to tell people because they always ask me that this is what made you different than my other friends. You were completely driven. You, like in high school.
That drive is gone.
No,
But back then I was.
well,
Yeah.
but wait.
Well,
you
you
have you've done so many things, but back then, we all had little dreams. We were going to do this, we were going to do that. I just wanted to party and buy a bar back then. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. I was like, but you knew what you were going to do.
Yeah.
You knew you were moving to New York.
It's the only thing I know. And I had my sister Marion, may she rest in peace. She just passed away last year.
Marion was the great.
Marion
We all
Cantone.
loved Marion.
She was a teacher at PS 158. She was a theater arts teacher. She taught first grade. She was turning plays, little children's books into plays. It became this big thing at this public Upper East Side school. And they made her, there was a position that came up, same tenure, same pay. They made her the theater arts teacher, so from grades 1 through 5, she was teaching theater arts.
Wow.
And I would go in during my kid show. I had a kid show called Steam Pipe Alley, and I would go in and talk to the kids. And I'm telling you, almost every day,
Did
a
they
kid will
freak
come
out?
up to me and be like, "Your sister had such an influence on me." She was like this loving woman that was also a tyrant director for these young. Learn your lines.
Well,
And
this is what it was about Marion. Marion was like someone you idolized because she was very grounded, she was very stable, and she was very loving.
Yeah, and she came to New York, and
we all wanted to.
she did it first.
Nobody knew anyone that had moved to New York.
No,
Marion was like for me the first person I ever heard of,
Yeah.
and you were like the second person I ever heard of.
Yeah, I would.
But she was. You didn't want to cross her either.
No.
You didn't.
Well, she was like my mother in the way that she was very discerning and judgmental, like myself. Yeah, I think. But she also.
You think you're more like your mom or your dad?
I'm both. I am both because
Yeah, me too.
my father was charming and lovely
He loved your dad.
and he was great, but if he didn't like you, it was not good. I think I'm more. My father would just kind of not say anything, but my mother would say. I'll say.
Your dad was very, very sweet, though. He was very flirty and sweet.
Oh God, he loved women.
Yeah, but he was flirty in the best way.
Yeah.
I mean, he would made you feel so pretty all the time. I used to, Christmas Eve, we would have the 7 fishes, of course, at my house. And then I would run to Mario's house because
That's
it was
right.
so much fun over
We
there.
had a lot of fun.
You had such a big family.
Yeah.
So it would be all your 2 sisters, your 2 brothers. Your dad was super funny. Your mother was cooking up a storm like crazy.
She hated it.
But
she hated to cook, and she did it.
Do you know that I still, and I tell people this all the time, I make your mother's meatballs. I don't make my mother's meatballs.
Me too. Yeah.
My mother's meatballs were very healthy because my dad had high blood pressure back then. So she was very good about really super healthy everything, and a lighter sauce. I would go to your mother's house. It was heavy, a heavy sauce.
Yeah.
She's the one who told me to put grated cheese in the meatballs.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was like,
ton of
grated cheese.
Oh yeah.
She was like, get over here.
I just made them Sunday and the Sunday before. I do this. When I go,
So you make it still?
my husband Jerry Dixon, who's the artistic
handsome,
director from Once on This Island and If Then and Five Guys Named
So
Mo,
many things.
he is the artistic director of the Village Theater, so he's out into Seattle a lot. So when I go out there, I cook for him, and he comes home a lot because he's a Tony voter, so he's home a lot too.
So he gets to see all the shows.
Yeah, so we've been saving so much money and seeing everything.
Yeah.
But I cooked for him when I was in Seattle. I do this event every year for Charlie Palmer, who's a very famous chef. He owns Oriel's and Charlie Palmer Steak. I'm very close with him and his wife and his boys, and I do Pigs and Pinot every year, which is an event that I host one of the events.
What's that?
It's amazing. It's in Healdsburg, California, which I could die there.
Is that near Napa Valley?
It's
You guys love
Sonoma.
it.
It's the Russian River area. Dry Creek Valley, Russian River.
California is
northern.
It's my favorite
I fly to
state.
San Francisco and I get out and I go immediately because.
Do you know what we did 2 years ago? Judy and I flew into San Francisco, rented a convertible, and drove down the Pacific Coast.
Oh, it's
Highway.
cool. It's the most gorgeous. The Pacific Coast.
You could die there.
Now Marion's friend, A good dive.
Yeah, you're like, I'm fine, I'm good.
My
This
friend-
would be a good place to go.
Marion's friend Anna Hamilton Phelan, who she went to college with, who wrote the movie Mask with Cher, Gorillas in the Mist, Girl Interrupted. She's a very close friend, and she has this little house on the cliffs of the ocean in Marin County in Bolinas. And she's like, whenever you want to go, go. So I go there a lot.
Wow.
And it's just like, I was playing the Castro in 2012, I think, and she said, go to the house. I'm like, what is this house you speak of? And I pulled up, it looked like a little shack from the back, a long shack, far from a shack. It's beautiful. It's small, and you open that gate, and it's like paradise.
Wow.
And you see Stinson Beach.
The views are incredible,
Oh,
right?
and it's the cliff. It's like it's just
Yeah.
got a shingled antique lighthouse on the property. And it's not a huge property. It's just beautiful. So Healdsburg's where Charlie Palmer lives. He does this event every year. He gives a lot to arts in the school and sports in the school and underprivileged kids and food programs. And he's amazing. So Friday night, they taste 60 Pinots. I hate it. So I don't drink it. So the next day I
Pinot
get
Grigio or Pinot
Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Brutal.
Not your thing.
No, and if it was a Champagne or Chardonnay event, I'd be screwed. I have to get up the next morning at like 9 a.m. and do this event at 10 p.m. with the high-end celebrity chefs that he flies in that do the gala that night, and that also cook the night before with a bunch of other chefs in the neighborhood. Everything has to have a piece of pork or a bite of pork in whatever you're making.
so
It's
that's
a little
the-
taste. And you go around and eat and you drink. The next morning, small cooking school, 50 people. It's a high-end ticket because no one can get in because it's so small. And the chefs team off, 4 chefs, team off into 2, and they cook and they compete. And I talk for 2 hours, which is exhausting.
What do you talk about?
Anything I can dredge up out of my ass. It's like brutal, but I do it for Charlie because I love him, and
Well, you do.
I've done it for 7 years.
You're the entertainment, obviously.
For that, and then
Yeah.
the chefs cook. This year was Nancy Oakes from Boulevard in San Francisco, Dante Bocuzzi, who used to be the executive chef at Oriel's, now in Cleveland. Some great people.
Sure.
It was amazing. And then that night is the gala, Saturday night. But Sunday, I cook for everybody. I make a gravy and meatballs.
For all these
and
chefs?
Charlie loves it. Nancy looked at me, and she's tough, from Boulevard, the chef. She was like, I gave her a fried meatball. She was like, because I said, yeah, she went, you fry these? I said, yeah. She goes, I don't. I said, I know. And she was like,
I know.
Her
That's
husband's the sausage king. He used to
Yeah.
own this
Oh, my
sausage.
God.
He looks like Burr Lives and a Monty Python character, and he's tough. But they were like, I made lasagna and gravy and meatballs, and it was
Wow.
great. And it was. I do that every Sunday. So and Charlie loves it. And
I
the
love
boys it.
that.
It's fun. I love to do that. I like to cook. I
You're
like
a
that.
great cook.
I cook
You know
what I know.
love. My favorite thing you make though is that cake, that chocolate cake that you make with the marshmallow frosting.
Oh no, that's a boiled frosting. Yeah, it's like a.
What is
it's
it?
like
It's to die.
it's a boiled frosting, as
never
Martha
heard of
Stewart
it.
would say. Oh no, because you must know about it. It's just you make a simple syrup,
Yeah.
and then you whip egg whites, and then you slowly pour that simple syrup into the egg whites, and it makes like a marshmallowy thing. And you put it on the chocolate cake. I'll tell you the best.
That's my favorite
The
thing
best
you make.
chocolate cake recipe
What?
is on the back of the Hershey Cocoa. Make that cake. It's the easiest cake. And
Really?
and that frosting's delicious too. It's a chocolate frosting.
See, I'm not a baker. I don't bake at all.
I bake
You
all the time. I bake. I cook what I know Jerry cooks. Jerry can just whip stuff together.
What does Jerry make?
Oh, he makes great chicken, and he can make a crown roast of pork with
Really?
with apples and stuffing, and he does a crown roast of lamb with a couscous stuffing. I don't know how to do
Wow.
that. Oh, no, that's too much.
But what you do is a lot. It's labor intensive.
It's brutal. My mother would be like,
Your mother. And I gotta
she'd be
she
like,
was
never
tough. Your mother
again.
was tough.
She'd tip tables over. She was very upset.
And she was always cooking.
Always.
Like,
She hated it.
Anytime you came into your house, your mother was cooking. She had that apron on, and she was just like, ah.
Oh,
And she probably was smoking at the time, right?
She smoked from the time she was 36 after I was born. I'm not sure if that's a coincidence. And
You think you tipped her over the edge?
I was an accident. Joey was an accident. She had Joey. She was 43 years old in 1967. Back then, you didn't have kids past 40.
That's true.
You know, it's a whole other thing. So we were both accidents. Because, Marion and Camille and Teddy were close in age.
Right.
And then
there was
there
a
was a
big gap.
10-year gap. And then
Wow.
I came along. accident. And then Joey came along 7 years later. Accident.
But I'm going to say this, and I hope your siblings don't get upset. I think you were your mother's favorite.
No, I wasn't.
Really?
Oh, no shit! That's the best thing you've ever said in your life.
Is that true?
No,
I
we all live in denial sometimes.
I thought you were.
No, God, no. Camille was married. Camille was my father's favorite and my mother's favorite.
Well, Camille was very charming. I haven't seen her in years, but she was very charming.
They loved her. My mother thought Teddy was just, somewhat of a village idiot, and she thought I was probably sneaky and arrogant, and I was. Joey, she just was like, I can't believe I have this kid. She took him everywhere. He was like an accessory. I really believe, if you want to get honest about it, that she did. Women back then, she was depressed all the time. She did not want to have kids. She didn't want to be a mother, but she had to because here we are. But back then, that's what they were supposed to do. Yeah. Your mother was as Camille would say, she had the happy gene.
My mother was so happy.
And she dealt with a lot too, but she had the happy gene. My mother did not have the happy gene.
My mother was very grateful for everything she had.
She was.
She really
My mother did not have the happy gene. She was a depressed woman. All those women were. My Aunt Jo, who I love, my mother's sister, depressed. Aunt Mickey, depressed. They were all depressed. They were all depressed.
What do you think they were depressed about? Just being stuck in a life?
Who knows? I didn't know my grandmother because I didn't know any of my grandparents. My mother's mother was the last one was alive. I was born December 9th, 1959. She died December 25th, 1959, 2 weeks later.
What?
Coincidence? I don't know.
And your mother started smoking?
She started smoking, but they didn't even know what that was.
I know, but...
Yeah, she probably started smoking right after she died, maybe. That was
it.
Interesting.
Between you and that.
She made the meatballs. She went, on Christmas Day, and she went to lie down, and she was, can you imagine that house? On Christmas Day, she's dead! I mean, they must have been insane. It must have been insane.
Wow.
And then, oh my God.
How about your dad? Who was your dad? Camille was your dad's favorite too?
Oh yeah.
I got to tell you a quick story about
She was
Mario's
the middle
dad,
child.
I adored. He was a little guy, but he was so charming.
He looked like John Garfield. He was really cute.
Very cute.
He was really handsome when he was young.
And he was just famous. Like, he was a famous guy. And you wanted to be around him. And if he liked you, you felt like you were the most special thing. My grandfather was like that. Those guys of that generation.
When they liked you, forget it.
You felt so special.
Yeah.
And they were they just made you feel like pretty. They made you feel pretty.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was trying to stop drinking, right, at the time. Now I don't drink at all. But I was trying to stop drinking, so I said to Mario's dad, his name is Monk, I'm trying to...
Why did they, why they call him Monk?
Why?
Because he was going to be a priest for about a minute
when
he was younger.
What?
So they all teased him and called him Monk. Yeah, my father wanted to be a priest. I was like, really?
Your dad?
I think you'd be banging the nuns in the rectory.
Yeah. No, I can't see your dad as...
Oh my God.
That's why they call him... Anyway, so Monk, I said, Monk, I'm trying to stop drinking. I got to stay out of the bars. I got to stop. I've worked in bars since I was born. It's like... anyway, so he said, hey, listen, I need somebody to clean the house. You want to come over clean the house? I was like... I don't care. You know me. I'll always hustle for a buck. I said, I'll clean your house. Such a sweetheart. So I did. And then Mario appeared. Remember you came back from New York?
I was like, what are you doing? She was like, I'm cleaning your house. I'm like, really?
Cleaning your dad's house, yeah. But then
and the next thing I knew, you were in New York. That was soon after that.
But your dad told me that in case I changed my mind about the drinking thing, that there was Zambuca in the bottom cabinet.
They didn't know what addiction was.
No,
they denied it.
It was try to be good.
My father was a bookie, and
tell that story.
Well, my mother was really a bookie first, and a compulsive gambler.
She
was a compulsive gambler,
and
a
bookie. Good mood, you knew she hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, forget it. Well, she, my father moved her from Everett to Stoneham, Massachusetts, because she. Well, so I think it was a few weeks after I was born. They busted the house in Everett. So my Aunt Mickey was downstairs.
Do you remember what year that was?
1960.
Because I had cousins in Everett and Revere.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they still have cousins in Everett.
By
the way, a shout out for Everett. My cousin Joyce's unisex salon. Gina and Joyce work there. It's in 132 Ferry Street, Everett. So if you want to know what Everett looks like, go and visit
they're
the girls.
Steve Wynn's building a casino there.
Wait, look who it is, Leah Sutton.
We
love
Marion
Leah.
was fabulous.
She really was.
Leah's the first person that booked me in New York City at Green Street, upstairs at Green Street, and then she was my manager for a short time, and then she's one of my great friends and the most unconditionally loving human being.
Leah. We love Leah Sutton.
So
keep telling the story.
What was the story? What was I saying? They busted.
Oh my God!
They came.
Such a good story.
So it was the women. It was my Aunt Mickey, my Aunt Joe, and Mickey's friend Lottie Da. They called him Gene. What? They called him Lottie Da, and his name was Gene. And he was kind of light in the locals, but he wasn't gay. It was really weird.
Italians always have nicknames. Everybody gets a nickname.
Yeah, Lottie Da. And so my father was not booking or gambling. He was just running a bar, and a
great bar.
The cops came in because they were tapping the phones, and it was my mother's phone that they were tapping.
No.
So, and Mickey and Joe were in one house, and she was across the street in the other one, across the yard, actually. So they were tapping the phone, and the cops came in, and my sister Marion was mortified. She's there with her boyfriend, and the cops are coming in, and my sister's like, "What are you doing? Oh, you're so dramatic. Get out of the house!" And they were like ripping up the slips and flushing them down the toilet like they were drugs, but they were just bookie slips, betting slips. I mean, so this story is unbelievable. So my mother's the one that was busted because it was her name. My father took the rap, who had nothing to do with it. My father took the rap. He went to court. It's amazing. My brother told me the end of the story the night of my mother's wake in 1981. My father took the rap, and he goes to court. And his lawyer, he gets a suspended sentence, which means, you're free. It's on your record. It's free. The lawyer says to him, his lawyer, whoever he was, said, "Let's appeal this. We'll get it wiped off your record. Just trust me. Let's do an appeal so we can get it wiped off your record." So my father was like, "Oh." My father was like, "Whatever." So he was so like, "Oh, okay." So they did the appeal. He goes to jail for 3 months.
Oh, no. For your mother?
For my mother. Oh, it's such a Barbara Stanwyck movie.
It really is.
It's like Susan Hayward and John Garfield.
Wow.
So months. Okay, then cut to. So then.
He took one for the team.
He did.
He really did.
He moves them to Stoneham from Everett because he wanted her to get away from her sisters, because meanwhile it was 10 minutes away. Really? And
That's true.
Yeah, so she'll stop.
Was literally
she'll stop gambling.
4 exits.
Yeah, it's 4 exits. So to stop gambling. So she stopped gambling and she stopped booking for a long time, and then she taught my father how to book. She screwed up one more time where she bet a bunch of money and they had to mortgage the house because of that. It was one time. So then my father, who wasn't a bettor, he just booked. So that was his business because he was a bookie. They consider it a business, even though it's illegal. But she didn't bet. So he had a place called Cantone's in Boston on 69 Broad Street.
People still ask me about Cantone's.
It was a new wave rock and roll club eventually, but at the time it wasn't. Just a kind of restaurant on the bottom. His office got busted for booking. This was in the mid-'70s. He got busted for booking. So he's out, he goes out on bail, and he goes to court, and the judge, when he walked in, is the lawyer that told him to appeal.
No!
And the judge dismissed the case and let him off. Wow. That's the end of the story that Teddy told me. And you couldn't write that. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's a great story.
It's like a Harold Robbins
novel.
Screenplay
here.
Yeah, well, I'll go get someone to write it because I'm tired.
Really?
Yeah!
You have some coffee.
Okay, yeah. That'll get the pencil in my hand. Have some coffee. See,
I'll make you something to eat.
All right.
With a little espresso, and the next thing you know, hey, listen, you know what you should do? Just record it. Just talk it into a tape recorder.
I do that. Well, all my stand-up, all my stand-up is I write on stage.
Okay, let's segue to that. So your stand-up. Exactly. Do you sit and write? Do you write in a tape recorder?
No.
Is most of it off the top of your head?
Laugh Horror, when it was on Broadway in 2005, that was a
culmination.
Critically, it did really well. It got nominated for a Tony Award, and it closed in January. It was just a 3-month run.
Wow.
And the awards came out in May, and it was me, Whoopi Goldberg, Dame Edna, and Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal won But it
Well,
was
that's
what
a
a category.
good.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's a good.
Yeah, that was that
group.
special theatrical event category. Anything that's not a straight play or a musical goes in there. Yeah. So it was one of the last years they did it. The last year actually they did it was Liza Minnelli won for Liza's back at the palace. Yeah, she won for it. And she was like, "Help me out, who do I thank?" She
You
had
know
no
what I
idea
love? I love your
Yeah,
Liza
shaking.
when you talk about her with
Sit down,
the
Mike.
she still has the mic on and she's
Oh, I did that on Letterman.
That is one of the funniest.
It's true.
I still think of it.
When she was in between shows.
Yeah.
When she was doing Victor Victoria, and she had her mic back on, and she was late, and everyone was like, "Where is she?" And so I had a whole thing was like, let's get the sound man was trying to like dial her in and see where she was, and you just heard. She's like, "Can I have a hot dog? I love Hojo's. Hojo's is so terrific. Orange and blue." She's gone. Where is she? Get her back in. "Oh, Mr. Frosty! Mr. Frosty! Could I get an ice cream with sprinkles? Lots of sprinkles. And the rainbow ones, not the chocolate ones, because those look like dancing ants. It scares me." Yeah, I did that whole
I love that.
It was so crazy.
Oh my God.
Cheetah Rivera said to me, "You're going to hell."
I love Cheetah Rivera. I waited on her
She's a great
a few times at a restaurant I used to work at. What a lovely
Yeah,
human
they're
being.
lovely.
Did
And
you-
brilliant. And
And
brilliant.
did you ever? What was
I
the
knew her.
visit? Did you see the visit?
Oh, yes, I did, but I got to tell you,
I'm upset that I didn't see that.
Well, I saw it. The original time I saw it was a one-night concert that they did when it was directed by, I think, Scott Ellis, and Anne Ranking did the choreography, and it was unbelievable. I was slightly disappointed in the production of it. I had something to compare it to, too, but I mean, that score
She's
is beautiful.
amazing.
She was magnificent.
She
in both.
isn't. She's one of those incredible human beings.
Yeah, she was phenomenal.
There's certain
She is
people
phenomenal.
that
She's
you just
one.
meet and you just know that they're just special.
Well, you know, Fred Ebb was one of my best friends the last 7 years of his.
Really?
Yeah, because I did a musical called Over and Over, which was a musical based on Skin of Our Teeth by Thornton Wilder. In Arlington, Virginia, I was partnered with Dorothy Loudon, who I basically was partners with the whole time.
Wow.
I kind of took care of her too. And I met Fred and Ebb and John Kander, and I loved them both, but I got really close to Fred. He loved Italians. So he wrote The Rink. I said, "You wrote the first Italian-American musical." Rink.
Wow.
But he was my buddy, and that's how I kind of got to know Cheetah Rivera and Liza Minnelli and all of those people. So it was waiting. But anyway, my stand-up, Laughable was a culmination of all the kind of stand-up I did over the years. And
Yeah.
Jerry, my husband, Jerry Dixon, wrote all the musical numbers. He wrote the Liza Minnelli number, and he wrote the Judy Garland number, and Harold Lubin also wrote lyrics for the Liza Minnelli number, and the title song. So I just spoke. I didn't have it written down. So when I had to do it, I did it at the American Airlines Theater first for 4
That's
nights,
a big
like
house, right?
years before, like
It's a
a
pretty big house.
few years before, and they taped it about a year before it got produced. They taped it, and then Magic Fingers typed it all out because I didn't have it written down. I didn't write anything down. It's so Italian. Never write
I
anything
know.
down. If you're mad at someone, call them. Do not text or email in capital letters.
Absolutely not.
Don't write anything
You
down,
know
and there are
what?
no naked pictures
And-
that I
right.
know
The name
of.
of the game is get rid of the evidence. Leave nothing. My mother used to say
That's so funny.
in Italian, le più belle parole sono quelle che non sono dite. The most beautiful words are those that are never spoken. In other words, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Especially if you're mad, say nothing. Swallow it, because it will come back to haunt you.
And take that lesson to Twitter
Yeah.
and to Facebook and Instagram. I'll tell you, I mean, people will say stuff. I just let it lay there. I won't clap back. I won't retweet it to show everybody what they said so everyone can attack them. Because you're giving them power.
You're
You
right.
leave it. And then it dies. I
Right.
don't even delete it. I'm
And
like, say
people
what you
like
want.
that, they want.
Oh, they want
They
it.
want it.
They're
They want
sick
all that
cowards
exposure.
hiding behind a Twitter account with a silhouette of a dog. That's what they are.
Wow.
You know how they're like, the silhouettes.
I know.
You know,
I know.
like, and it's like I'm a girl.
Listen,
boy.
I'm going to segue.
What are we talking about? We've been talking for 40.
I love it.
Minutes.
40 minutes. Well, you and I could talk for 3
I
days straight.
know.
But I got to tell you, because you know what? Let's bring our blood pressure down. The hell with the silhouette of a dog. We are segueing.
We're gonna segwaiting too.
Yes,
we're gonna
we are.
segue and then
Into the
segue.
part of our show.
Oh my
a
God.
segment called "Go Ahead, Keep Eating." Oh, here it is.
Go ahead, keep it
All
on.
right, so Mario, like all my guests, I say said, "What do you want?" I was going to make.
She asked me what I wanted to eat,
and he said seafood with 3 exclamation points.
Yeah, because I didn't want. I made meatballs and gravy for
I'd
3
rather not
weeks.
make
I'm like,
meatballs. It's a lot of
no,
work.
it's a lot of work. Oh my God.
So we, of course, are from New England. We're from Massachusetts.
We are.
And one of the things I miss about Massachusetts is all that seafood.
Me too. I go back there a lot.
Yeah, I don't go back as much as I want to because it's just my schedule. But I love, when I go there, I always get seafood. Always. And they sell it everywhere. It's like every other restaurant.
Well, I stay in, my best friend Robin has a house in Pride's Crossing. Beverly. It's on the
that's
again
some
on a
good
cliff.
seafood
It's
out there.
gorgeous.
Near Marblehead.
Yeah, near Marblehead. Robin Brown. She's going to be, her house is going to be featured in the New York Times because a very famous architect, Chris Kofesis, who did what's that seafood place, Catch in L.A. and here, and he's an amazing architect. Did her house. And she did her house too. She did a lot of it, and they're doing a big profile on her. So that's my house. That's like my house there. Like I have a room, and I go there, and it's on the cliffs of the ocean, and we go for seafood all the time. She's my sugar mama. She's rich.
Good.
Yeah,
rich people are wonderful. I
sugar.
have no problem with rich people. All right, so this is
long as
our appetite. Oh, I mean,
Democrats.
rich people.
As long as
we
the
know.
Democrats.
Right, of course.
Sorry.
All right, so this is homemade. I made all this homemade. Crab cakes.
I didn't ask for crab cakes,
No,
but I was
know,
very thrilled about this.
But listen, I had to write down all the ingredients because I had so much that I
What
cooked
kind
today.
of a crab cake is
That's
that?
a lump crab.
That's a lump crab. Is
Lump
it a
crab.
peaky toe or a lump or Jonah?
A lump crab.
It's a lump crab.
And it's got mustard, dry mustard, Old Bay,
Old Bay.
celery seed,
celery seed,
red peppers, red onion,
red onion,
chives,
parsley,
Worcestershire,
Worcestershire,
mayo, and dill.
Dill. I like a dill.
And then, of course, I made tartar sauce in there. The tartar sauce is in the fridge.
And what's underneath?
What's
that?
underneath
That's
there is
coleslaw.
homemade coleslaw.
You made that
I did
coleslaw?
make the coleslaw.
That's a lovely display. It's plastic. It's not real
No,
at
it's
all.
real.
I
Stop
know.
it.
I'm
People
just
think it's
kidding.
real.
I
So
know.
it's
It's not a sushi
green
restaurant.
and red cabbage.
Yes.
There's carrots in there. There's kale, Brussels sprouts,
Kale?
mayonnaise, pomegranate vinegar, cranberries, and I cut up some pears.
I had a schoolmate named Kale, and then suddenly it was a green that came out of nowhere in the 70s.
And then I put a little nice corn.
A nice corn.
Corn around that.
That's
That
how
is
they
our
say it.
appetizer.
Some of the workers at PBS in Boston said con. I said, "You're a con." I don't like cons. And they said, "No corn."
And
Look
this
at
is
that.
over yellow rice.
my
I
goodness.
have made scallops and shrimp.
Shrimp
With
and scallops. Lovely.
with bacon.
Oh. No, this would be perfect at Pigs and Pinot because it has an element of pork. You can. This is allowed.
Bacon, scallions, garlic, sherry, olive oil, and lime oil.
I happen to love Judy Garlic. She was an Italian singer that nobody knew. She made the club scene in Boston.
That is it. And what are we having for dessert, Liza?
Oh my God!
What are we having, Liza? Tell us.
No,
what we're
this
having.
is Julia Childs.
Right.
That's okay. I'm so happy she knows my
So
impression.
excited about Liza
This
earlier.
is a.
Julia Child.
It's
that's what
called a
Liza-
lobster tail, but I like to call it my Uncle Billy's penis. It's kind of wrinkled and it's about 93 years old. And look, it has a little.
Stop it, Julia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a lobster tail.
Lobster
I got it
tail.
from Rocco's on Bleecker Street. What's inside, Julia?
It's
What kind of cream is
cream.
it?
Well, I don't know. I know that it Mike's pastry. It's a triple cream. It's a vanilla pastry cream and ricotta cheese and some whipped cream whipped together. I think they just do the two out of the three.
I think you're right.
I think it's the whipped cream.
I don't think there's ricotta.
No, it's the whipped cream and the
vanilla cream.
Very lovely.
And a little puff pastry there around.
Yes, I know.
swirled around.
It's swirled around. It looks like a little tornado in The Wizard of Oz.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't
It's quite
it?
beautiful.
It's
Thank
very
you, Julia. You know what?
That kills my jaw.
Yeah.
It's like I've been
listen,
chewing
that
gum.
was one of the first impressions you used to do at Emerson. So
My
Mario.
first time I did it was in high school.
Really? But
Youth Night. Remember Youth Night?
how about Carnival Ball?
Carnival Ball. But
I
Youth
think
Night
I
was
got there late.
Yeah, 7th, 8th, 9th grade was Youth Night.
And I got there in junior
And
year.
then Carnival Ball was 10th, 11th, and 12th. Yeah.
By the way, I got to give a shout out to Leo Rodriguez.
Nice
who
cups.
Made these. He made these cups. Well, he sent away from them at Vista Prints, I think. But thank you, Leo. He's very sweet. Now I have to sit down. And I think I'm going to have a cartoon made instead because I have to get new headshots in. Anyway, so I'm going to get a little cartoon made and all kinds of.
Don't get new headshots. Then you'll never age.
Yeah, Mario,
Part
you
of the
know all
denial.
goddamn
Part of
tricks.
the denial.
Mario knows all the goddamn tricks of fame.
As my brother Teddy would say, denial can work sometimes. It's a good thing.
Well, he's got a point.
Sometimes,
He's
certain
got a
things,
point.
not everything.
Oh my God! All right, so now what are you on to, Mario? I mean, we're going to eat tonight. We have 15
I
minutes
can't
left.
wait
Tell
to
me
eat.
everything you want to tell me.
What?
No, I don't mean like that. I mean, if you want to plug anything or not.
No,
I
do have some stuff coming up, but nothing is. I
you
think I'm
always have
taping a
something
special in June, which I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm taping it.
Don't worry about where things are
I'm working
going.
on I got my second one-man show. I may do an evening here in New York in May, or I'm working on a production of Prisoner of Second Avenue.
I can't wait for that.
With Pam Adlon from FX.
Oh
We
my
did
God.
a small reading of it. I think we might do a major reading of it in May, hopefully.
That's
and,
one of my favorite movies. of
Me
all
too.
time.
Me too. And
I can't wait.
and I'm doing a reading of a workshop of the musical of Mrs. Doubtfire that Jerry Zaks is directing. So that'll be fun. It's all I tend to just go towards the theater. I love it
Yeah, I
very
was going to
much.
say that too. So of all the things, probably the theater's what you like the most.
I do. I love it the most.
See, I
really
don't want to memorize lines. That's exhausting.
It is, and that's a lot. I look at that script from Prisoner, and I go,
Oh my God.
But I did an episode of a Netflix series that's coming on called AJ and the Queen that's on in August that Michael Patrick King wrote. I just did one
And
episode.
Michael
It was
Woolley's
fun.
in it, too.
Michael Woolley's in it. That's
Michael
right. I
Leon
saw
Woolley.
Michael out there.
Is that crazy?
Yeah. We were.
I don't want to give too much away, but
yeah.
it's going to be great, right?
I hope so because I just did one episode, but it was really fun. It was good.
And when is that coming out?
August on Netflix.
Wow.
Yeah, Michael's on every episode.
Yeah, Michael plays the main character's roommate.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a new comic series also called Crashing, right?
Yeah, I watch it every week.
I've only seen one episode.
I love it and I don't like it, but I do love it because it really represents the stand-up world.
I was gonna say-
it's really. And how about Esty, who runs the Comedy Cellar in Brooklyn, who I've known for years, and she's
wait,
on
the
it. She's on it. She
I
like
used to
plays
work at the
Esty.
Comedy Cellar.
Oh, I know. Well, I went in there.
She's still there?
I actually went in there to see Greer Barnes, who I think is so talented. I was walking by, and they were hanging out outside, and I said, "Are you going on?" He goes, "Yeah." And he's so cute, and he's so talented, Greer Barnes. So I went in, and I sat there, and he was magnificent. And they came up to me, and they went, "Esty, want to go on?" And I was like, terrified. And they're right here. They're like right here.
Is that what it is?
They're too close. I never loved clubs. I always loved the theater. Although the Comedy Cellar is a great club. I love Gotham. I love Caroline's. I love these clubs. But I loved once
So
I
you
did.
like being a little bit elevated.
Once I did the Broadway show. I only did. But I did do the Carlisle, and they're like right there too.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
That's close, yeah.
It's close. I like the space.
Okay, well that's fair enough.
But I'm gonna get up at the Comedy Cellar sometime. It's nice that they asked. They didn't forget me.
No, why would they?
Well, you never know. I want to say to all my listeners,
You, Mario.
oh, they will.
No, they won't.
Someday they will.
No, they won't. There's probably people stalking us right now.
They are.
You know, some of my friends were like, "Oh my God, I'm going to wait outside your building." I said, "I'll kill you."
Will you walk me home?
Oh my God, it's crazy.
I took the subway up there.
That's what I love about you.
All the time. I take it all the time. People are like, "What are you doing on the subway?" I'm like, "I take it all the time."
Why wouldn't you take the subway? New York is amazing.
The
The subway's
who wants
close.
to sit? Yeah.
I know.
I have that whole bit about just being like Faye Dunaway in the back of the cab, just screaming at them. I told you to go up 6th Avenue and across 44th Street. Why do you defy me? I mean, I really have that rage, and I want to do that. I have to shut up. But that's why I take a cab. That's why I take a subway.
So you don't have to listen. to all that, and it's just, you know where it's
and they're
going.
always on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, get off the phone.
I know. Sometimes it smells.
Brutal!
Yeah.
I'm like, could you wait to have your lunch, you know?
I know.
Ugh.
It's not good.
Could you have your lunch and wait 48 hours for the smell to get out of the...
Sometimes that happens.
I know.
You
Well, it's all food. That's what it smells like.
But,
Food.
and I am actually excited about our food.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm starving.
What do you, like, when you were a kid, what was your go-to?
You're starving me!
Stop it.
You're starving me and my baby!
Snap out of it!
Jesus
Christ! Snap out of
What
it!
do I like? What?
When you, after school, what was your favorite thing? You came home and you ate what?
Well, you know, I would never change when I would come home. I would go out and play in the school clothes, and I'd come back spotless.
Really?
I didn't feel like changing. I wanted to go out looking good.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
So you were dressed like in your diaper.
Which goes along with, I won't shovel.
Right, that's true. Well, I was listen, here's the difference between me and you. During the winter of '78, you ran away, and I made $1 million. Because
You were like, see, you were a hustler. I
always.
wasn't.
Me and my
I
best
got
friend
away
Jay,
with what I could get away
We
with.
went to every house, and we were like, hey, you need your driveway shovel? They were like, are you kidding me? How much? I don't know. What? Give me a price. $40. Here we go. $40. Back then, $40 was a lot of money.
The most work
And
I
we-
ever did. No, the most work I ever did was, you know,
Cars, we used to...
Halloween, holding a bag, getting candy. That was the most work.
Okay, so that's you were that kind of kid.
No,
I love that you went out all dressed nice.
Oh yeah, I did. And you know, like my mother would make me lunch. I love bologna and mayonnaise.
I
love
still
the
love bologna
I love
sandwiches.
bologna sandwiches with mayonnaise and
It's one of
chocolate
my
milk.
favorite.
Oh my god, it's my favorite thing. And I like ham and cheese, and I like tuna fish. I love peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
I used to love peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. I can't do it anymore.
That's very
It's
Massachusetts.
brutal.
That's very sweet.
But I like hot cocoa. I make a raw hot cocoa.
Do you?
Yeah, and just take the fluff and go.
Well, maybe you were the kid making the hot cocoa during the blizzard of '78. while I was
Yes,
shoveling.
passing it out to everybody who was working. I was like the Red Cross of Stoneham.
Thank
With a
God.
big tray of hot cocoa. Here you go. Thank you for your work. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Yes, like Joan Crawford. Here you go. I'm working for the Red Cross today.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what
So
I did.
that's I didn't know you.
But
back
I didn't.
then.
I didn't eat when I came home. I ate dinner. Like I
Yeah,
had my
always
breakfast.
Always had to have something I ate.
When you came home? Yeah, I didn't. I'm like that now. It's like I do breakfast and dinner, and then I'm done. I don't do anything. I don't do lunch. No.
Oh
People
my
go, let's
God,
go
I
for
eat
lunch.
all
I'm like,
day.
no. Do
you don't like lunch? I love to. All day I'm eating.
You know what's so funny? It's kind of called,
Snacks.
and Leah told me about this, and I kind of do it anyway, and just accidentally. It's called intermittent fasting, where you don't eat till like kind of 1 or 2, and then you don't eat after 7, and you like stay kind of thin.
Well,
but I'll tell you, I do eat after 7.
But you have always been in good shape.
Yeah,
I've never known you not to be in good shape. Do you work out?
I used to. I don't anymore. I gave it all up, just
Come
like
on.
I do. Once in a while, but
Well,
I.
what do you do
no,
when you work out? What's your thing? Do you run?
I like to run, and I just do light weights, and that's it. But you know.
Okay, so you're not lazy.
No, I'm not. But boy, I could be on permanent vacation. Jerry says that about me.
Does
He's
he?
a workaholic. I am not. He's in Seattle running that theater. He's loving it. He just directed Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night, which is running there now, and it's phenomenal. He did a great job. He's an amazing director. He did this play here off Broadway that he directed about Ferguson, and it was basically the court transcripts, and he had to direct it, and it was unbelievable.
He's pretty brilliant.
He's amazing. He really is. And so he's loving his job. He really is.
And you said you could be on permanent vacation. You wouldn't be bored.
Nope.
That's nice though.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. See, I'm always running
I
around.
know you're a worker. That's why I respect you, because you don't have the entitlement issues that I have. You work your ass off, and I'm an asshole.
You know what? No one said that. Let's not go there. Let's stay positive.
Thank you, Mommy. I just
No,
said it
I
so
don't
you
want you-
reinforced that I'm really a nice
Absolutely.
person.
You're a nice person, Mario. Now, let me see how much time we have. We don't have a lot of time. We have
5 minutes.
And it's not even going to go to all the way to 10. It's probably going to go to. It's probably another 3 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
But
so-
guess what? In 3 minutes, as Pollyanna would say, I want to play the glad game.
The glad
The
game.
glad game.
What glad
We
game?
only have 3 minutes left, but guess what? Aunt Polly said we can have a crab cake.
She did.
Yes.
You can have a crab
I want a
cake.
crab
You've
cake.
been very good tonight, actually.
What?
You will have a crab cake.
I want a crab cake, and I want rice and seafood and steak and ice cream.
I have ice cream. cream.
No, I'm kidding. That's what she loves, steak and ice cream.
Oh my
Remember
gosh.
Pollyanna with Haley Mills? It's one of my
Kinda,
favorite movies.
sorta,
Oh my
kinda.
god.
But you watch all those movies on. Can you watch a movie more than once?
Yeah, I
Certain
can.
movies.
I got Turner Classic Movies on 24/7, and I'm actually got very close with Ben Mankiewicz because we were Twitter friends and we're kind of obsessed with each other. So we just hung out in New Orleans and we just hung out in New York for a few nights. And I'm going to be presenting 2 films at the Turner Classic Movie Film Festival next week, and then we're working on a spotlight to do on camera with him. But
How
for now,
cool.
I'm going to do the festival, which is I'm very excited about. I'm presenting The Clock with Judy Garland and Robert Walker, and I'm presenting My Favorite Wife with Irene Dunn and Cary Grant, and I'm interviewing Jennifer Grant, Cary Grant, and Diane Cannon's daughter before the movie. Yeah. So this woman, Susanna Zapata, Susanna Zapata, she's the VP of Talent and Development, and Ben introduced me to her, and she was awesome, and they kind of, do you want to do the festival? I'm like, yeah.
I love the old. I don't think there's anything like the old movies. Nothing.
And
nothing
what's better than
compares.
Turner Classic Movies? Even if I'm not, it's just on all the time.
I
I have
know.
it on a lot.
It's
I do.
great.
And they're uncut, and there's no commercials. It's unbelievable.
I know, that's true.
It really
Yeah,
is.
those movies, you can't beat them. But I gotta tell you, my favorite movie of all time that I could watch over and over and over again, Moonstruck. Can't help it.
Yeah, I don't like
Not
that
your
movie.
thing?
Nope, I don't like the movie.
As an Italian,
I think Olivia Dukakis is magnificent.
She
but
is.
I don't
You don't like Vincent Gardenia?
He's very good, and I think Danny Aiello's good. I don't think it's a good movie.
Oh, I love
And
it.
I don't think, and
You
I
think
love
it
Cher,
was-
but
is
I
it
don't think
too
she deserved the
Italian? Is
Oscar
that-
for that. I mean, if you look at that performance, you go, no, sorry.
Although
I love the
worked
Cher
with her
show.
little boyfriend.
Robert Candler.
Yes. Oh my God, how beautiful.
He was
He
very
told me at his
handsome.
wedding.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like. Isn't that funny? I'm not a big Moonstruck.
It's all right.
It's
You don't
okay.
have to like everything.
You know, I gotta
you
say,
can't like everything.
You know, I used to say,
you can't be everywhere and you can't like everything.
Cher has an Oscar, and that's the
All
punchline.
right, that's
Yeah.
it. You like what you now. You know Dominic Poop is going to be very upset with you.
Who's what?
Dominic Poop is a comedian. He is a Cher aficionado.
I love Cher. I think she's magnificent. I just didn't like her
the
in
movie.
Moonstruck.
Okay, I did love the movie, but that's right. What's your least favorite? What's a movie that you're like, oh, that is overrated? Besides the one.
Well, there you go.
How much time, Jimmy?
A minute.
A minute.
A minute. What movie? I just said. I think Moonstruck's
That's the
completely
one. All
overrated.
right. Well,
Yeah.
it's my favorite movie, but
Yeah.
we still get along. You
We
see,
do.
people can get along.
That's right.
All right. We want to thank you for
We
coming
crossed
back.
the partisan lines of the motion picture opinionated industry.
Week after week, come back Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on What's the Story with Maria. We're on armdigitalmedia.com, Arm Radio Global, and of course, Facebook Live. This will go into podcasts at Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We love and
Bye.
appreciate you.
Save
Good
your
night.
negative tweets because I don't care.
He doesn't care. Yay! So